like, to be honest, I was just, it was, it was so fucking great. It was just,
and it should be.
it was so great, and it was such a relief, honestly.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. So longtime collaborators Drake and PartyNextDoor have reunited for their first ever full-length joint album titled Some Sexy Songs for You, which officially dropped on February 14th. The 21-track album showcases the duo's signature blend of sultry, R&B, and melodic rap, arriving at a time when both artists are riding career highs. Although Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show dominated recent music headlines, Drake keeps his focus on delivering chart-topping music with this highly anticipated project. PartyNextDoor, who's a key OVO sound signee, has long contributed to Drake's biggest hits, including Come and See Me and Loyal, making his joint album a natural extension of their past collaborations.
To you. So how did it make you feel? I know it probably caught you off guard, and like you said, your reaction was what we saw on the pod. But like, how does that make you feel, especially in a moment like you said, where there probably is a lot of criticism and you're just coming off the heels, we don't have to get into it, but off the heels of kind of like viral clips of you having, certain dialogue and discussions on the pod. You're coming off of a first season that had, again, honestly, there were people that had certain mixed reviews, or they loved it, but then they had things, or they wanted more. There was so much that happened about Hot and Bothered that. How does it feel to just hear, again, Drake is still Drake, no matter about the battle. And it's like, there's still honor, there's still reverence, there's still, like I said, homage. Like, how does that make you feel with kind of how your year has been?
I'm going to tell you, like, to be honest, I was just, it was so fucking great. It was just,
and it should be.
It was so great. And it was such a relief, honestly, because I have been caught in crossfire before. I have.
I've seen
where I literally catch strays, and I'm not even talking about whatever transpires between Drake and anybody up there. I that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about over the course of my career. I have caught strays and been in the crossfire when I didn't fucking do anything. It's just the proximity in which I'm standing next to somebody that's the intended target, So, and they just didn't give a shit that I just happened to be there. Like, well, she can catch it too. And I'm like, I didn't even fucking do anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I have been in the talks about the beef. It's not like I've been extraordinarily like Drake friendly. I've tried to be I've been as objective as possible. Like, standing outside looking in, fan of both of them, just the perception, just the fans' perception. So for him to have said that, I mean, I was just like, that was the relief that, and I just was like, shit, thank you. Like, that's nice to be recognized by a fucking legend from the Six. Drake is one of the most famous people to ever come out of Canada. For him to recognize me as such, because I've always felt like I was too, thank you, is really fantastic and humbling and stuff like that, And what's strange is, like, I don't really know how people expected me to react at that very moment. What was I supposed to do? Like, I think that some people were like, what the fuck is with this muted reaction? I'm like, what would you want me to do? Jump up and down? Like, oh my God, he mentioned my name. I'm like, no. When have I ever been that person? That is not me. Maybe that would be your reaction because you're not used to something like that. But the fact of the matter is that my name has been mentioned more than once in a song. Like, and I'm not even talking about fucking Game here. I'm Lupe Fiasco, Kanye West. Like, my name has been said in songs before. So, it's like, it's wonderful when it happens, and it's wonderful when they speak highly of you, So, that was my feeling, but I was trying to process all at the same time. It was a lot to process, especially knowing what else I have going on in my life. I'm just like, this was nice. This was nice.
And I think that's okay. Like, and I love that. Like, I know people will say, oh, but it was a slight to Joe. It's like, yeah, but it isn't the thing that you rub in your friend's face like, haha, I got a shout out and you got this. Like you're not gonna rub it in anyone's face, but it does still, like, that's still your name. You're still a brand and you are still a legend from the six. So it's like like you said, I think in the timing of life where you're at, it does feel good. Like, and we're not gonna. I don't think anybody would say differently to get a nice little shout out in that moment. I think you definitely shouldn't hide, you know, the little smirk. Let's a little smile. It's like, okay, this is cute, you know, and rather say, oh, please, never. People expect, and this is what I believe. I don't think that anyone has said this out loud, but it's what I believe. I believe that people that watch that pod want everybody on the pod to be Joe adjacent, meaning his thought is your thought. And because Joe may handle something a certain way, I think some fans believe that everyone should handle it in those ways. And I don't think that that's why a cast is formed, is to have everybody on the same wavelength. And we see that all the time, actually.
You've hit the nail on the head, and I don't understand why anybody would want that. Isn't the purpose of a podcast to have discourse and dialogue? Like, isn't the purpose to assemble a podcast panel of people who have varying opinions, varying life experiences, so that we can, you know, learn from each other's perspectives? Why would you want like a homogenous kind of environment where everybody's just fucking, you know, patting each other on the back for agreeing with each other? That's fucking stupid. So I don't really understand why that's not even entertaining. So I don't understand why people would even want something like that. And let's also be clear, Drake didn't say anybody else's name, so we don't know who he's talking about in that next line. He could be talking about anybody else. We don't know who he's talking about. You know, we don't know who he's talking about.
No, we don't know, girl. And you sit betwixt two Negroes, so
but process of elimination. No, I'm kidding. Shout out to Joe.
Yeah, we don't know.
But
exactly.
I think that was dope. I know, Olivia, I don't know if you wanted to chime in on something, because I did have another question just as it relates to.
Go for it.
You get a shout out. We're here. You also, as Olivia said earlier, you have a movie premiering today on Lifetime. When you think about, because I do think that there's the conversation. It actually was brought up. I was in a conversation earlier today, and people are like, okay, the reaction versus people now, you know, they see on your Instagram that there's, you know, you're highlighting it. And so what do you feel about how people would receive you, again, just leaning into a moment that is yours? Like, how do you feel about someone saying, oh, well, now she put Drake's song in her profile? Like, what do you think, or how would you respond to someone that would have something to say about that?
Suck a dick. I'm sorry. I said that out loud. I'm sorry.
Wake up! Okay, no, this is more on Mel. Period. Like, this is.
let me just put it to you like this: if one of the biggest global artists ever put your name in a fucking song, what are you gonna do? Be bashful and you're not gonna put it on your Instagram? Come on, shut up. Stop the madness. Stop acting like I have to adhere to a whole different set of fucking rules out here. Stop acting like I can't have fun and lean into something that puts me on a pedestal for a second. Stop it. Leave me the fuck alone. If it bothers you so much, don't come to my fucking page. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Stop acting like I have to adhere to some kind of fucking moral. Leave me alone. I don't have to adhere to shit. If what I do bothers you, get the fuck off my page. You better believe that I was trending, for fuck's sakes. You better believe I'm going to take advantage of this moment, because when the fuck do they come around? Not every day. They just don't. So yes, this is the equivalent of a fucking bag, okay? And I'm talking about Gucci. I'm talking about a fucking bag of money.
The bag, the official bag. That's right. The bag. You know, it's so funny that you touched on that, Mel, in terms of the expectation of people. I don't know. I've been in rooms. I've heard people almost have these unrealistic expectations of, oh, well, she shouldn't act like that, or she needs to behave like this, and I don't know if it's because you're the only woman on the show, or
It is.
I don't know if it's because they are not familiar with, I don't know what is happening with a lot of people out here.
Combination.
It is a combination, but Mel, the unrealistic expectations of how you, as a very grown woman, should be behaving, and not just a very grown woman, but you are a legend, Mel. You're a legend, and this is not, like I said, I'm folding laundry tonight. You have a movie premiering. We're not the same.
You're so sweet. You're
very
so
true.
sweet. That's very nice of you to say. But it's the truth. Like I don't think that the same criticism or expectation is that the guys are held to the same standards, even close. Like the respectability politics that get placed on my shoulders. Like I can't win for losing. It's either I'm not sexy enough, I'm too sexy, I'm too old, I'm too something. I'm always too something. Somebody is going to have something to say. If you do, like I said, I'll go back to, if you are committed to misunderstanding me, then you are not my people.
Yes.
You're not my tribe.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
not for
yes.
you. I'm not for you, because the people who like me, the people who are supporters of me, the people who are like, yes, Mel, yes, they see through, it's like they see, they're like, this is a grown ass woman who's living a really great life by all, like appearances, but she's also somebody who's gone through a lot of fucking shit in front of the public eye. Like, give her a goddamn break. Can you let her enjoy her moments when she gets them?
Mm-hmm.
Why do people feel like they have to shit on your moments? It's mine. Fuck off. I don't get that. I have never been the type of person that wanted to shit on somebody else's moment. Yo, live that shit up. Enjoy it. How can I help you celebrate this moment? It's great. It says so much about you when you cannot let somebody have their moments or just lead their lives without intrusion. It says so much about you than it does about me. Just think about what you're projecting onto me. Look inside yourself. That's a problem that a lot of people seem to have, is they do not have any self-awareness and they do not know how to do any kind of self-analysis, because a lot of the problems that you have with other people is really the problems that you won't acknowledge within yourself, and you project that shit onto others. Everybody's a fucking mirror. Everybody. And if you have problems with people, it's just the mirror reflecting back on you. Do the fucking work, people. Do the work.
And full circle, when I asked you earlier about the mental and the emotional preparation that it takes for you to arrive at a moment such as this, that what you were just at a grateful moment. So right